Okay, ready to go? Lawrence, good to go? Hello everybody, we are back. This is Pierre again with Art of Clean and Art Flooring here. And as I mentioned earlier, we have the wonderful Terry Guilford all the way from Ireland. Sorry for the technical issue just earlier. And this morning we're talking about what is the best floor finish for your new or restored wooden floor. I get so many people that ask me, well, what do I apply to this floor? Or some people don't ask that question. I challenge you to ask yourself that question. What is the best finish for your wood floor so that you get the best use from that floor and last as long as possible? I want to bring Terry in on this conversation and help me help you get the best for your wood floor. Terry, thank you so much for joining us. I would like to ask you to give us a quick insight into your background briefly.
Okay, yeah. So thanks for inviting me on. First of all, I've been in floor sanding for about 20 years. First off as a contractor, and then as a distributor of products. So I've been around this business for a while, and of course I also test the products in my own house, so I have a bit of knowledge about them. I've ended up as a distributor for the Powman products that I genuinely believe to be the best range of wood floor care products in the world. I'm in the fortunate position of being the distributor for them.
I see, wonderful. So Terry, you've helped us tremendously over the years since we started floor sanding way back when, and it's wonderful to work so closely with you. What I really want to do today is help people that's watching this video and the videos that people will watch in the future on helping them, holding their hand, getting them to get the best floor finish for their floor. Sometimes people do not even ask what is the best finish for the floor. The contractor turns up and says, I'll sand and finish the floor, and that is what they get. They don't ask themselves the question. What's your view on that?
Okay, well, I think it's very important, especially the world we're living in. We're all concerned not just about our own homes, but about the greater environment. And I think from that point of view, as well as securing the best product for the room that you're in, I think also from an environmental product point of view, you should be asking about the products that are being put down in your house. It's our world, and the environment that you live in can be affected by these products as well. So apart from the durability of the products, I think you should also be aware of what contractors are putting down. Not every one of them is complying with the law, and that's to the detriment of the environment and your health.
That's very true. Now, Terry, I trust you are referring to the water-based finishes we see become the norm these days for the lacquer finish on the floor. Is that the case?
Yeah, that is the case. I mean, I was talking to a local distributor in Ireland yesterday, and over here there are guys still using products that are highly solvented and are not technically legal to use in your house. Now, if it's happening here in Ireland, I'm pretty sure it's happening in the UK as well.
Very true.
So, if you're using lacquers, nowadays they have to be a water-based product. There's no problem with that. Water-based products are every bit as durable as the solvent-based ones.
Yes.
So yeah, if you're using lacquers, they have to be water-based. Make sure they are if someone's coming into your house and using them.
Okay. And what about the oils, Terry? People sometimes say, well, I don't like to apply oil. I apply oil to my worktop and I have to do that once a month. What are your views on oils on floors, and what should people look for? Okay,
so my views on oils, the house that I'm in now that I own in Ireland, I have oils in the downstairs of my house. In fact, I'm looking at an oil floor directly now. So broadly speaking, there are two different types. There's the basic oil, which will be made up of various different types of oils, but it's a single component oil, yes. And the problem with those oils is they give a very beautiful, rich look to the floor.
Yes.
But unfortunately, they don't go hard. They stay as an oil in the floor. And therefore, they're prone to water spotting, trafficking, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The more complex oils, such as the one we sell, Powman Magic Oil, they're a two-component oil. That means that you've got the benefits of the oil going into the wood and protecting the wood from the inside, but they then cure. They then go hard. They're bonded molecular level with the wood.
Yes.
And those oils are extremely durable, and that's actually what I have down in my own house.
Yeah, that's right. And we've got a sample here as well. So when Terry talks about the two-component oil, that's typically your can of oil, and then you also have a hardener that you mix in with the oil. And as Terry explained, that makes it a much, much more durable finish. It locks within the wood, and it doesn't sit necessarily on the surface. It locks within the wood, and it seals it from within. And then, Terry, of course, you have the ability to repair in the future.
Absolutely. So the beauty of an oiled floor is that as it does begin to get a little bit more damaged and worn, excuse me, you can clean back the floor and re-oil it. Now, obviously, by doing that, you're not necessarily going to remove any stiletto dents or anything like that.
Yes.
But actually, they're not the most offensive thing. It's the breakdown of the finish that gives the floor that really tatty look.
That's right.
So a clean and re-oil of a floor can be done depending on how much traffic you've got. It can be done annually, biannually. It might be every 5 years.
Yes.
You know, for example, my floor that I'm looking at now, I think I oiled that with magic oil maybe 8 years ago. We've actually never had to re-oil it. It's in our city room. We clean it with the correct products, the magic oil care, but we haven't actually ever had to re-oil it.
Yes, that's
now,
right. If you care for it,
you will have to re-oil it maybe more frequently. But oils, because they sit within the wood, are very resistant to foot traffic.
That's right.
So for me, a very, very sustainable, natural, beautiful looking product.
Very nice, very nice. So Terry, if you have any advice for people choosing a contractor to restore their floor for them, what would you say they should look for?
Well, obviously you've got the obvious things like insurance and things like that, but beyond that, I mean, basically you're going to want someone who's trained. Wood floor is probably the only thing that you can put into your house that actually can damage the structure of your house. And I've seen it from personal experience because a contractor who didn't know, I've seen it on several times actually, contractors who don't know what they're doing, do not understand the seasonal expansion and contraction of wood.
Yes.
The damage that can have, and in a couple of cases I've seen it break the blockwork of a house. So, you know, if you're picking a contractor, whether it be to install a floor or a standard finish one, make sure that you pick one that is trained. Don't pick, particularly for installation, don't pick a general contractor, don't pick a general woodworker.
Yes.
Hanging doors, building roofs is not the same as installing wooden floors.
Yeah.
The wooden floor is a very large piece of wood that will move seasonally, summer to winter, and can damage your house.
Yes.
That has to be understood.
Yeah.
They should also have the correct moisture measuring equipment to measure the moisture in your subfloor, the humidity in the room, and the temperature of the subfloor and the room as well. So that's important, and of course understanding how to use those machines.
Of course, of course. Okay, Terry, well, thank you so much for that advice. I'm sure that can help people greatly. Just to give a summary of what I observed from what Terry has said there are different finishes available, like we mentioned earlier. You get a water-based lacquer finish, which is much more safe for the environment, safe for you and your home, versus a solvent-based product, which is not so safe. Sometimes those are cheaper, and that's why many contractors will go and use that product. So please ensure that you get the right, safest product for your home. Something with a two-component finish as well, so that gives you much more protection. Alternatively, you have oil finish that penetrates the wood, seal it, lock it from within, and what you want to look for there is something with a two-component finish. That means a hardener that mixes in with the oil, and then lastly, choosing that contractor, ensure that there's somebody with experience that know what to do. As Terry explained, a floor can actually damage the structure of your house due to expansion and contraction, so you cannot get the guy that hangs your doors to just quickly fit the floor while he's there. Choose the right person with the right insurance, the right training and education, so that it gives you the floor that you deserve. So on that note, Terry, thank you so much for joining us. For those people watching, thank you very much. We do appreciate it. Back next time with some more information. Thank you. Thank you, Terry.
Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.
Bye now.